Boy. So I'll try to do this without something. Now I'm going to have to wear glasses here. You ready? All right, good afternoon, folks. My name is Desmond Fulton, Chief of the Denver Fire Department. As we get started today, I want to take a moment to first and foremost acknowledge the hard work of the brave men and women of the Denver Fire Department. We were called at approximately 6:45 last night to report of a structure fire. Within 4 minutes, our crews were on scene and actively fighting fire. Because of the ability for us to respond in such a quick fashion, because of the way we staff our fire engines and trucks, and the aggressive nature that we attack fires, we were able to keep this particular fire behind me to the contents that were in that predominant building. Now, I would like to take a moment to thank our partnering agencies. The men and women, the folks at South Metro Fire were here with us last night. They were also staffing some of our firehouses within the city. Our partners at Aurora Fire Rescue were here as well. Denver Police Department. We've got Denver Water, who was on site that was helping boost that water pressure for us. We've got XL Energy and many, many other people that I'm sure I'm not thinking of right now. But it's because of our ability to work with all these agencies and our partnerships that we were able to bring this to the conclusion that you see today. I want to take a moment now to introduce our Division Chief of Operations, Robert Murphy, who can go into more specifics of what we were facing last night.
Good afternoon, everybody. As the fire chief said, about 6:45 we got the call for a building on fire at this location. We had a crew on scene very quickly. They were actually out on the air picking up from another call. That crew took command and immediately went into a defensive mode, which means we're going to attack this fire from the outside. We did not send crews inside because of the vast amount of fire and heat pushing out of this. We didn't want to put any of our firefighters in harm's way. As you can see, part of this building has collapsed through the night. Multiple portions of this building have collapsed. We are still unable to get inside to do any searches, which would help us determine a cause and also search for any potential victims that are inside. Our crews immediately really had 2 tasks ahead of them when they arrived. One, attack the main body of fire that was burning to get that knocked down and prevent it from spreading. The other component that was very important was all the structures around this building. You can see to the west here and on the north side there are some homes. We were very concerned about those. We don't want a building to spread to other buildings. So we put as much focus on saving those homes and some of these businesses here as we did in putting water on this fire. Our firefighters were here all night, through the night. You can see that they're working right now behind us. They will continue to work through the day, through the night tonight, and through tomorrow as well. You can see smoke coming from this building right now. It's really tough for us to get in and get after that fire that's creating that smoke, because we cannot put people inside with hand lines because the building is so unsafe and it's unstable. So what we're doing now is just dumping mass quantities of water on the top of this, hoping that that water finds the fire and can extinguish it. We will be here for the duration. Are there any questions?
Would you be able to describe the spread of the fire? Where about in the building did it start?
Well, we believe that the fire started here on this west end. You can see just looking at the building, that's where a bulk of the damage is, and that fire has pushed then to the east. The fire consumed the entire building from stem to stern, which is about 1 city block.
Just because it's loud and I didn't hear you, you said can't determine cause yet because you can't get in, right?
Yeah, it really helps us to determine cause if we can get inside. We cannot put people inside there. So fire cause determination will take a little bit longer. We have a great investigative team that will just take their time and see, work through, do all the things that they do to investigate a fire.
Is any part of this building salvageable? I mean, based on the looks of it, it doesn't, but that just from what I can see.
I believe most of this fire has been building has been attacked by fire. I don't know about salvageable, but I would guess that there's a lot of work that needs to be done if we're going to salvage any part of this building. Really, the fire has taken most of this building, the innards out. You're kind of seeing a fresh face on the side here, but inside it's completely gutted by fire.
We're getting a lot of tips and messages from people who said they heard fireworks before the fire started. Do you guys know about that, or is that any part of your investigation?
Absolutely, we do know about that, and our fire investigative unit is looking into that, as well as some other things that might be a potential cause of this fire. They're going to come at this from all angles and really try to determine what started this fire.
Can you give us an update? I know there was an injury and the firefighter was released from the hospital. Can you give us more details about what that injury was?
Yeah, you betcha. That firefighter was working on a hose stream and got a hand kind of in front of a hose stream, and it pulled away and jerked his shoulder out. So it was a shoulder type injury, no smoke inhalation, no burns. Was taken to Denver Health immediately, was released last night from Denver Health, doing okay.
We got a couple of your emails from people that live in this area that was evacuated. They say that it took a while for them to get that evacuation notice. Can you talk to me about what went into making that call and getting that word out to residents?
Sure, that call was actually made by our partners at the Denver Police Department, and those are really to the homes. You can't see them well here, but they're sitting on the back side of this structure here. And they put that call out actually fairly early. There were some problems with the cell service in the area immediately, and I think that was a cause of why people weren't maybe getting notified right away. We had a tough time even sending out a picture or whatever. I couldn't post it on X. It was really tough, so I think that was probably part of the dilemma. But Denver Police was very proactive in getting that announcement out to folks. We immediately had people on top of that hill making sure those homes weren't affected by this fire.
I know that you guys said you are still kind of looking into the cause of this investigation, but is there a possibility that this is a criminal investigation?
I can't say at this point now. I'll let our investigators kind of do their work, and if they get to a point where they need to make a decision, then they will.
You said you don't know what caused the fire, but what's your best leading theory?
I don't have one actually. It's really tough with a building like this. It's wide open. There could be so many factors that play into this. So I would hate to speculate because I don't want that out there as being maybe a cause of this. I would rather our investigative team kind of go through the steps, not pre-plant anything, and let them make that decision. You bet.
Do you have any idea on how much longer it's going to take to put it all out? I mean,
Yeah.
you guys are still hard at work.
Yeah, it's going to be a while here. Eventually, we will need to bring in some heavy equipment to start moving some of this structure around, so it'll open up areas where we can't get to now, so we can get water on and extinguish that fire. We're just trying to keep it suppressed here right now. We know that at some point, this stuff's going to have to be spread apart.
But there are still flames right now inside the building.
Absolutely, there's still flames inside the building, yes.
How many people are working on this right now?
So we have about 35 folks here right now. We have 4 engine companies and 4 ladder companies, plus a chief officer who's in charge of them and a shift commander. So we're talking 30 to 40. If we can get a really good handle on this fire during the day, we might downgrade that by an engine and truck on each side. But through the night and the day, we're going to have crews here all night long. We've already got a schedule in place to cycle them through so we can keep a monitor on this.
It's pretty amazing kind of looking at the businesses that are like right next door. I know that Cantina is super close. How were you guys able to contain that and let it not even spread within a few feet of the businesses surrounding the apartment complex?
That's such a great question. That's where the wonderful aggressiveness of the Denver Fire Department comes into play. There was fire on the back of this Sherwin-Williams paint store that had we not jumped on it right away, that building would have gone up in flames as well. I kind of said from the beginning, we have 2 main things that we're looking to do here when we arrive with something this big. Put the main body of fire out, but also prevent that fire from going to other structures, businesses, homes, businesses that surround this. We don't want other buildings to catch on fire because this one is. So we worked really hard to do that.
This building was under construction at the time the fire caught. What are some dangerous construction fires posed to other fires?
Well, the biggest with construction is that you don't have fire stops in place. I don't know at what level this building, where it was, but things like drywall, fire stops, fire control systems, sprinklers, I'm not sure what was in place at the time, but those things, if they're missing, they definitely add to this fire spreading very quickly. This fire spread very quickly, which tells me that a fair amount of this building was probably wide open inside.
I know you probably touched on this last night, but could you just talk about the scale of this fire and how this compares to fires in recent history or just even in the past in general?
Sure, that's actually a question we've been talking about amongst ourselves. I don't know that any of us have seen this scale of fire ever in our career. In my 30th year with Denver Fire, and this is the first 5-alarm fire, almost 6-alarm fire that we've ever had. We have had other large fires such as the Glendale fire, the Emerson Street fire, but they never really reached the capacity in terms of firefighters that this one did. We also have our partners to thank, those partners with Aurora Fire Department, Fire Rescue, South Metro Fire Rescue, who are on scene here helping. That's kind of a first for us, asking these folks to come help here. And not only that, but we depleted so much of our city with fire resources that South Metro was able to staff 2 firehouses down south in Denver while our folks were here fighting this fire. So it was a really team effort, and a huge thank goes out to all our partners.
Is air quality a concern right now for especially the senior living home and just like the other neighbors in the area?
Sure, yeah, it is a thing, and that's especially for those folks that have respiratory type issues, really young kids, elderly. I would try to find a way to avoid breathing in this smoke. It is not good for you. Wear a mask or just get away from it if you can, absolutely. And there's going to be, as you can see, there'll be smoke generating from this for a while.
I know that residents are back in their homes. I mean, is that safe for them to be there with this?
Sure, as long they kind of have to evaluate themselves. If they're in a home and it's taking a lot of smoke, maybe it's not right. If they can close up the house, if the wind is in their favor, then sure, it's okay. We want those folks to be able to get back to their houses because we know how important that is. And we're advocating for that, but we also are advocating on the side of health. Do it if you can remain healthy, if you can remain smoke-free.
One more question about the alert system. So it seems like DVD sent out an alert to a 20-block area. Do you know if DVD was trying to alert only people nearby, or did they intend to send it out broadly? And did that kind of broad communication interfere with the work that was happening here last night?
I don't believe any of it interfered. I believe the intent was to send that alert out because we had a major thoroughfare here closed in Leetsdale, telling people, hey, there's a lot of smoke in this area. Try to avoid this area if you can. I believe that was the intent. They were wonderful last night in helping us sort of control the scene and helping with our messaging. So that was great.
Do you have any idea how much water has been used?
Oh, yeah. Another question that we've been talking about amongst ourselves. We will have to sit down and do the math, but we're talking in the hundreds of thousands of gallons of water. We had, just for an example, we have engine companies, right? They're the ones that sit on a hydrant and pump water to these monster trucks. We had a couple of engines last night had to be refueled 2 or 3 or 4 times, a complete tank of fuel, because they're running so fast, pumping so much water. So lots of water going on this fire right now. Yeah.
How many dollars does fires cost?
How much? Well, they're pumping about, right now, that rig right there is pumping 1,000 gallons a minute.
Well, how many dollars of damage?
Oh, lots of damage, yeah. A nozzle like that with water flowing can break stuff, for sure. Yeah, it can tear stuff apart. Is that what you're asking?
I'm asking how many fires cause a lot of damage to the construction zone. How much is it costing the company?
I'm not sure about that. Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah?
I noticed a lot of ash in the nearby area. I was wondering, do you have any plans to clean it? Is there anything we can do? And is ash harmful in any way?
I think once it's landed, you're okay. I would just say stay away from the smoke now, if you can. Put a mask on if it's bothersome. Getting away from the smoke is probably your best bet right now.
What's a good way to dispose of ash?
I don't know. Yeah.
What's a good way to dispose of ash?
Oh, in a metal bucket, preferably. And make sure there's water in that metal bucket.
Thank you.
We saw a lot of community members stop by. I mean, we saw the guys with dominoes. What does that mean to you guys after working so hard and seeing all the work that we do have ahead?
Yeah, thank you for that. We are so obviously grateful for our community for doing things like that. We have a building behind us here that opened up their building so we could use the restroom till the porta potties got here. It's small, but it's a big thing. I've been sort of following all the feeds and posts that have been coming across all social media, and the community has been 100% supportive of us and all of our partners here, and we are appreciative of that. We couldn't do our job without all of your support and help and thanks, so it's been very good.
We have the Executive Director of Safety with us here. He was here with us last night as we were battling this fire, so I would like to take the time to introduce Al Gardner, the Executive Director of Safety.
Thank you, Chief. Thank you, Chief Murray. So just to make sure, just to echo what you've heard, is the amazing amount of coordination that takes place in a situation like this, especially when you think about the fact that we haven't had a situation like this in over 30 years. That speaks to the training and the dedication of the gentlemen behind me and all of the staff that we have at DPD, as well as Denver Fire Department. I also want to specifically thank Denver Health, the paramedics who were out here as well, who were staged, and Denver Water. Again, you asked a question earlier in regards to the cell phone service. We have partners at Verizon who directly, when you look behind us, who are out here in a matter of minutes as well to ensure that we could boost those signals to make sure that we got those messages out to all of the residents. So it's been an amazing coordination effort, as well as thank you to our members over at Aurora, South Denver Metro. So it was a collaborative effort, and that's why we're here today. So thank you.
No lingering questions. We're good?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.